Yeah. Nick and Perry on the mic, straight killing. Talking wrestling, news, mad thrilling. From the ring to the headline spilling. Every match, every feud, bone chilling. G-Pop podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match, they type. In the ring, we see stars take flight. Nick and Perry bringing truth to light. SmackDown, Raw, they break it all down. From body slams to the champ's new crown. Tag teams, giants, they cover each town. Every heel, every face, every showdown. G-Pop podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match, they type. In the ring, we see stars take flight. Nick and Perry bringing truth to light. Ladder matches to steel cage thrill. From pay-per-views to the backyard mill. Nick and Perry got the inside skill. Wrestling a world at their will. G-Pop podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match they type. In the ring we see stars take flight. Nick and Perry bringing truth to light.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast, episode number 246 of the Cheap Pop Podcast. I am Nick, here as always with Perry, and here we talk some more wrestling, and it's just the two of us, like the old days. So we're going to be doing here. We decided that we're still doing the podcast every other week. And what we're going to do is we're going to do one podcast where it's just me and Perry, and then the other podcast is gonna be me, Perry, and like a panel, like a couple guests, couple maybe one of you guys or some people that have been on before, maybe some new people. We're gonna limit it. We're not gonna have like 20 people in one call or something like that. But we're gonna have people, get their opinions out and maybe touch on certain topics. Maybe there's certain news stories we want to cover that we want people to be on the show to discuss. Um, and yeah, so we're gonna be doing that. I see everybody in the chat already. Frank and hockey fan Noof Nukem. Um,
Noof Nukem, boom, boom,
what's
kaboom.
going
He's
on,
here.
everybody?
We're looking forward
Um,
tomorrow night, Gaming After Dark on Noof Nukem's channel, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm on that
and
show every Tuesday, just so everybody
yeah,
knows.
yeah, and yeah, I'm very very excited to start doing this show more and kind of try to expand and do some more different shit with it. So, how you doing, Perry? How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Everything's good so far. My birthday's
Good.
next week.
It is. It is next week.
Actually, it's later this week.
Is it- Wait a minute. What? It's the 24th. Fuck. Bro, the days are just kind of like fucking flying by, man. The fact we're at the end of February already is just mind blowing to me.
Oh yeah, I
I
know.
can't even. It's crazy.
We got to get to
Um,
that Switch 2 announcement. So everything's
Really?
flying by.
ish,
April 2nd, baby. That's the
yeah,
Switch
like
2.
that's crazy. That is crazy. But yeah. So one of the first things we're gonna get into this week, though, is something you sent along to me, Perry, that I didn't see. It was a clip from the Eric Bischoff podcast or whatever it's called. With what's his face? Uh, him and what's his name? Conrad? Is that his name?
Yeah, Fatso.
Yeah. But but yeah, no, and in the clip, Eric Bischoff they kind of touched on the rumors because there's been rumors for about a couple months now that Vince was trying to get back into the wrestling industry. And that there was rumors that he was hitting up people that, were involved with the industry previously, that knew how to shoot wrestling, like, you know, like with cameras and stuff.
Right.
Um and then Conrad actually brought up something in that clip that I didn't really think about. Was that, you know, when like we saw Vince McMahon at the Super Bowl. Vince was at the Super Bowl. He was down by right by the field, and the Super Bowl was on Fox this year. Each year it changes, and this year was on Fox. There's been rumors that apparently Vince might have a spot waiting for him at Fox if he were to make something wrestling related. Um, and And you never see. When's the last time you saw Vince McMahon at a football game that he didn't know? When's the last time you saw Vince McMahon out in general at anything?
Well, he was with The Undertaker and Shane McMahon, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You know what's funny about this whole thing? Guess who just told AEW that they didn't want to do business with them because of low ratings? Fox.
Shane? Oh, Fox. Okay.
AEW had a spot on Fox. Did you not know that?
No.
They
I
canceled
wouldn't know.
Rampage because they were going to start a new show. I think it was called Aftershock on Fox.
Mhm.
Okay. Then Fox went back and told AEW, hey, your ratings are too low. Like, we don't want you now. So AEW scrapped that Aftershock thing. I wonder if if Vince McMahon sandbagged AEW to get the Fox slot.
Maybe. I mean, he still would have, because, and people are, I saw people talking about it online, because after you sent me that clip, I kind of looked it up, and people were talking about it online, and some people saying, oh, why would, Fox, aka Disney, want fucking Vince McMahon? And I'm like, Disney does not have anything to do with the Fox channel. They own the stuff that goes on the Fox channel. They don't own Fox Sports, which is what Vince's thing would be under.
Right,
And they
right.
don't own Fox News. Those are two separate entities that were not involved in the Disney deal.
Right.
And Vince still has connections with Fox News people. And there is some
I think
sort of
he's got a
connection
lot
there.
of connections, Nick.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But what I'm saying is that he just has connections that he's made over the years that are still working as higher ups at Fox.
Right.
So if he said, yo, get rid of that shit, they would get rid of that shit. If he called them, be like, hey, like, I'm trying to do something here, we'll get a deal done, just get rid of them, they would do it. So now what this will be, I have no idea. Will it be good? Probably not. I don't think it's gonna be.
Well, Sean, who was on the last episode, Kenny Omega guy, he said the same thing. He goes, who's going to wrestle for Vince McMahon? And I'm just thinking like anybody that needs a job. But again, who's really going to wrestle this guy? And Nukem, by the way, met Shane McMahon. He said he was the nicest guy he met.
Really? Nice. Yeah, it's sad. Unfortunately, I don't think it should be this way. But sadly, there will be people that will wrestle for him. Like I'll give up like a quick little side comparison, and it's stupid, but it kind of ties into this. There's a metal band. I'm gonna say their name is As I Lay Dying. They've been a big band for years, since the early 2000s. Metal band. They're known for their metal music, but their lead singer was known for hiring a hitman to kill his wife.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft, yes, in Minecraft. In game. But yes, he tried to hire a hitman to whoopsie his wife, as they say. And he got caught by an undercover detective, went to jail, came out, and then reformed As I Lay Dying, and everyone was like, oh, no one's gonna want to play for him. Everybody wanted to play with him in his band. And then now, apparently he abused his new wife now, and everybody left again. And he's like, oh, well, the band's still going on. And there's more people joining his band to play in his band.
Wow.
They're doing big festivals in front of 50,000 people like this summer. So I say that to say, like, there's always going to be somebody who's willing to, like, even if they form some sort of connection in the industry, they're gonna wrestle for Vince McMahon. So I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Now, do you think Shane would be involved?
Yes. I'll tell you what I think. So I mean,
there's rumors that their relationship was strained over the last few years.
Obviously,
especially with all this stuff.
We all know that. But guess what? He needs Shane, and I guess Shane needs a dad. So there you go. All right, Noof, take care, buddy. Thanks for hanging out.
Easy, Noof.
And
Thanks for stopping in, man.
I'll catch him tomorrow. Here's the thing. If you know, Shane McMahon went with Tony Khan. He met with him
I did see this.
At an airport, and they talked business or whatever. I think Shane was talking. Shane wanted to get in with AEW, and I think that he was the proxy for Vince getting into AEW. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
while Vince is dealing with all this crap, he has Shane going over there doing the deal, getting in, and then when Vince McMahon's, legal affairs are straightened out, he'll start throwing in the bucks, and then, meaning the money, not the Young Bucks, and offer Tony Khan whatever to buy the company. That's what I thought he was trying to do, trying to get in at least, trying to get a foot in the door, because apparently from that meeting, Shane McMahon wanted everything from Tony Khan. He wanted part ownership and creative control. And Tony Khan was like, no way.
Yeah.
So
and then apparently Tony tried getting another meeting with him, and then according to what Fightful reported, Shane ghosted him.
No, the opposite.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Oh, Shane got ghosted by Tony.
He got ghosted by Tony Khan, and I think because Tony Khan's like, I'm not giving up control to anybody, so I'm not even gonna bother talking to this guy. But notice how he had the Bucks and everybody take photos with Shane McMahon and circulated those online to make you think he was coming to AEW, and they did a storyline out of it with Moxley, which is going nowhere.
Yeah.
But Shane McMahon will not be going to AEW as of right now.
Yeah.
But I believe that Shane was the proxy for Vince to get into AEW. That's what I really think what happened. And that didn't work, so who knows what he's going to do? Is he going to start a new federation? Or is he going to buy somebody? WWE's working with TNA right now, so I don't think that he could just go out and buy TNA.
No.
And then you're going to have another issue here. And this is where Triple H might be getting in trouble. Will cut talent from WWE go directly to Vince? And then will TKO be like, hey, are you guys siphoning our guys over to your father-in-law? That's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that could be. I mean, because there are still people like Vince does still have his defenders out there, ex-talent that worked for him, stuff like that. Not a lot of the talent has defended him, I will say, but like some of the older I mean, you can almost guarantee that Kevin Dunn's going to work for him.
Yeah,
I would think. I mean, that's almost a guarantee.
Oh yeah. There's a reason why he retired right away, and that was because he's going to do what Vince wants to. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but Kevin Dunn, this was reported years ago. When Vince was talking about selling, Kevin Dunn opened his own production studio down the street from WWE that had nothing to do with WWE, because he was under the impression that Triple H was going to get rid of him eventually. So he was preparing for a life after that.
Yeah.
And it would be perfect. He uses his best friend to do all the production work. He could trust him.
Yeah.
And they're back in business. I mean, literally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll find out. But I mean, there's been talks about this for months now,
Right.
And I think the rumor about him possibly having a spot at Fox, the whole AEW situation of them getting canned at Fox, and then him showing up at the Super Bowl, which was like in a desert, like you don't get that close unless you know somebody. And
oh
he was
yeah,
there for a reason,
people made
probably
fun
didn't
of Tony Khan. They're like, he was in the box in the top of the Super Bowl, and Vince was on the field.
Well, yeah,
It's like Vince still got better seats than Tony Khan.
yeah. But he was probably in town to meet with Fox executives who were probably all in town for the Super Bowl. So
Right.
if that's the case, so
Maybe they struck a deal and said, hey, you want to sit at the Super Bowl?
yeah. I mean, there will be controversy behind it for Fox, but you got to remember that Fox owns Fox News, and they are.
Do you think they care at this point? Everyone is so against canceling everybody now. Like it's weird. It's like, even though he's a sick fucker, it's like, oh well, he wasn't convicted of anything. It's like, I mean, this is what we're doing now. So this is just the world we live in, right? This guy's got millions of dollars. He's got billions of dollars. He's just gonna be walking around like Mr. Monopoly over here.
It's so crazy to me that he's such like a sicko that he wants to get even back in.
Well,
he needs to work. Like
well,
that's
he needs to. He's a workaholic, but also, Nick, he's got to find the ladies.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's as sad as it is to say, it's like, if you're a woman, are you going to wrestle for Vince?
If you need the money, you do.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. If you're a woman, would you go to work in like if Vince starts like a corporate office, would you go to work for Vince?
He's already got some of the female employees from the office that retired from WWE. I think he's already got them ready to go.
It's just insane to me, man. It's like this dude is a free is just I don't know, man. It's like his
He's a maniac. We all know it.
yeah.
But he's
And
going to get away with it.
I for one, I will say this. I will not if he launches something, I am not gonna legally like I'm not gonna support his shit at all. If if we have to watch it for the show, I'll find an illegal way to watch it, but I'm not giving him a rating. I'm not giving him a view. I'm not giving him anything that I'm not doing it.
That's going to
Sorry.
be hard to
Like,
do.
I mean, I'm just not. Like I just can't in my good conscience. Like even when WWE did the whole Saudi Arabia thing, like we talked about it when that happened, when that news broke. I mean, I canceled my network subscription back then, and I never got it back. I canceled that shit. I still like watch the show here and there, but I went out of my way to like not support them financially
Right.
because it just to me that stuff to me again is just it's the stuff that was being alleged with the Saudi government and the stuff that's going on there in Saudi Arabia is just like it's just it's not against anybody's religion or nothing like that. It's just the what's going on there and kind of how they treat other people. Like I feel the same way that CM Punk felt about it. That's why I love that CM Punk still didn't go there when he came back. I was worried that CM Punk was going to go to Saudi
And we
Arabia.
can confirm that CM Punk will not be at the Royal Rumble in January.
No, that is like he conveniently, as soon as they went to Saudi Arabia back in November, he conveniently needed time away after he got beat up or whatever, after he had the rough match with Drew. And then he came right back 2 weeks later.
Shout out to Cougar Man in the chat room, aka the MILF Man. We got Frank in here. We got a bunch of people in here.
Yeah,
acknowledge you, MILF Man.
Cougar Man.
He likes to be acknowledged.
Cougar Man, shout out to you for stopping by my charity stream the other night. I appreciate you stopping in. He was in the Twitch chat.
We will see him in 2 weeks on this show.
Yes. So, show Blood Money. Yeah, no, it is. And what I said, we got to go back and pull up some shit from back in the day when we did our show because it's all coming to fruition. I said one day you're gonna see a WrestleMania in fucking Saudi Arabia. It's been talked about. Like it's been extensively talked about in the coming years. Like not next year because they announced it for New Orleans, I think it was.
Right.
Not next year, but the year after maybe you're gonna see a fucking Saudi WrestleMania fucking jamboree over there. So, I mean, we already said eventually they're going to start getting some of the major pay-per-views too. Back years ago, we talked about that. And now they're getting Royal Rumble. They're going to do probably an outdoor show for SummerSlam one year. They're going to just do everything in Saudi Arabia. And WWE was the first ones to kind of start the trend, but everybody's over in Saudi Arabia now. UFC's done
Michael
shows in Saudi
Bublé.
Arabia. Michael Bublé, everybody's over there. All the big boxing matches with some of those guys, like Francis Ngannou and all that, they're in Saudi Arabia. They're getting paid out the ass to be over there. It's like the Saudi government, they started a soccer league. They started a fucking baseball league that has 45-year-olds playing. I think Jose Canseco is on one of the it's crazy.
Wow.
It's like they have old retired MLB players playing in the Saudi Arabia baseball league. Like
Didn't they have a big golf thing? Didn't they bring in like
yes, but yeah, that merged with the PGA, and a lot of people like Tiger Woods and a lot of those. And Tiger Woods turned down going to play for their live golf thing because he said morally he couldn't do it.
Right.
And they offered him like $100 million a year
Holy
to
shit.
go over there, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." I was like, that takes some balls. Granted, he's Tiger Woods; he's got a lot of money already. But it's like that's $100 million a year is $100 million a year. That's still a lot of money. Because there was other people that he golfs with. I think I forget the guy's name. But he's like another one of the top golfers of the last decade. And he dipped. He went right over to Saudi Arabia. He was like, you can give me that money. So
I believe the Royal Rumble will be 2 nights next year. 2 nights Royal Rumble. How could you do a Royal Rumble for 2 nights?
I mean, Royal Rumble only because there's 2 of them now. I kind of get that, and the rest of the show is kind of like 2 matches. It's like the Royal Rumble 2 matches.
Yeah,
and
but
the
you
Royal
see,
Rumble.
this is what I hated about the Royal Rumble. That it wasn't just the Royal Rumble, that it was like 5 matches and then the Rumble. I didn't even like that. I like how they do it now. You just have the Royal Rumbles and then you have like 1 or 2 matches.
You'd have like a WWE title match and another title match and
Right.
then the next Rumble.
I like that. I'm not a fan of the whole thing. You know, these wrestling fans, let me tell you something about these fans, all right? They really need to get over themselves. They're really about the work rate and all this bullshit. It's like, guys, it's not that serious. This is wrestling. This is entertainment.
Well, also, they're also asking for things, and I'm realizing how old I am and how old I'm getting.
Right.
Because I see online, people are like after when Raw was going to Netflix, they're like, it was one of those accounts that AEW has the accounts that only post positive shit about AEW. Well, WWE has those accounts. That
Aubrey Edwards. Ooh, wow, huh?
What WWE has like there's fan accounts that post only positive shit about WWE, even when it's bad.
Why?
And they were like, oh, when Raw goes to Netflix, there's a possibility we can get 3-hour Raws again. We're gonna be cooking that. I'm like,
why do you want 3? They shortened it 2 hours. It's not even 2 hours anymore. It's an hour and a half.
Which again, I'm all for shorter Raws. I'm all for it.
They do realize that the 3-hour Raws were because the network wanted 3 hours.
USA, Vince didn't even want 3 hours.
Right.
Like, that was talked about.
And that's why you got like 75-minute fucking matches on Raw. And it's like nobody wants to go back to that.
Because USA want to sell the advertising space.
Right.
And there was a lot of money in it. And it was one of their highest rated shows. So they were like, fuck it. And the money was good. So they were just like, fuck it. But
that's why SmackDown's 3 hours now.
Here's the thing. Like, say if like once a year for like the go home show of WrestleMania, you want to do a 3-hour Raw. Fine.
Nice.
Get everybody shit in, advertise all the matches, whatever. Cool. But I think that's the good thing about Netflix now. They can kind of do whatever the fuck they want to do. They can go shorter. They can go 2 hours. They can do whatever, but I think that they should just do it where it's like once a year, like a big thing, like the mega show or something, or whatever they use, what they call it, a super show. They used to call it the super shows.
Right.
Have a 3-hour super show, go home, even maybe the Raw after WrestleMania. Do it.
You could do that.
And then the rest of the year, just do 2 hours or less.
Or I would do 3-hour Raws, like you said, the go home shows for like a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble
Yeah. To get everybody shit in, and that is the guy's name, Cougar Man. Phil Mickelson was the golfer that went over to Saudi Arabia. I forgot about it. Okay. It was killing me. But yeah, it's just I hate the revisionist history because for years we were talking about how dreadful.
Dude, I see this shit all the time. I see Austin was overrated. I see the Attitude Era was not good. I see all this shit online, and I'm like, oh, fuck yourselves, bro. There was wrestling before the Ruthless Aggression Era, okay? Which, by the way, that was a cool era, but it wasn't the greatest.
No.
Okay? I'm so sick of people fucking white knighting for that era. Like, it was okay. It wasn't that great. You know what I mean?
We got some great stuff out of that era, but I mean, you can pick any era of WWE and find good stuff in it.
You had the 80s with Hogan and all them, Savage and all those guys, and that was like a great cast and crew, that whole 80s era. $1 Million Man, Andre the Giant. The list goes on and on. King Kong Bundy, Honky Tonk Man, all these guys. Jake the Snake, they were all great.
Early to mid 90s, Bret Hart, even though the company was in the shitter, like Bret Hart's my favorite of all time, so I got to.
Right, they still made stars. I mean, they just weren't as highlighted as the 80s, but
yeah.
And then you had the Attitude Era. You got Austin, you got The Rock, you got Mick Foley. I mean, you got all these guys. The Undertaker's gimmick changed, twice in that whole era, but the Undertaker kept himself freshed up.
Yeah,
refreshed. Triple H went from being the snobby guy to being the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They brought in guys from WCW. They brought in Jericho, the Radicals, and they made these guys even bigger stars than what they were in the other company. I mean,
it always felt like everybody got their time.
The Ruthless Aggression Era, let's face it, Austin walked out, The Rock left, Mick Foley was gone.
the best part of the Ruthless Aggression era, and this is why it's remembered fondly, is Heyman SmackDown.
Heyman
That's
SmackDown. That
literally
was it.
yeah, yeah. Kurt Angle's prime. You had the debut of Cena. Like you had like all these other, and Cena wasn't even Cena back then. He was the goofy dude with the yellow pants back when they first came.
Didn't he come out with red booties on his debut?
Well, the red, the Ruthless Aggression, like the red, but like he turned into a superstar.
Right.
But I mean, it was, it was just, it was. I mean, fucking Batista was walking around collecting money from the crowd.
Yeah, he
Like,
was Deacon Batista.
Yeah, Deacon Batista with Reverend Devon.
Dude,
So like,
I will never forget that SmackDown. Devon's collecting money, and then or he's collecting money for Devon. Then some skinny guy, grabs the collection plate and runs, and Batista fucking clotheslines him.
Yeah,
picks it up.
Yeah, no, there was some good, like, even as I was younger back then, like in 02, 03, like I loved watching Heyman SmackDown. That was like tuned in viewing.
Yeah,
Like,
if you
I-
watch,
like, I-
let me tell you something. Raw was good if you liked like Nitro and WWF, because Raw did the Eric Bischoff thing. They brought back the WCW belt.
Yeah,
But the problem with Raw is you had all these stars and they didn't know really what to do with these guys.
no,
I mean, you had Booker T and Goldust main eventing that whole year to take the spot of Stone Cold. Could you ever imagine in 2001, you say, hey, next year, Austin's going to walk out and Booker T and Goldust are going to take his spot. You'd be like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
yeah, no, it was, it was. They had I mean, they even did the brand split, which was supposed to help with the overflow of talent, still
And it
didn't help.
ruined it. Because,
Yeah.
again, they didn't want to move people. It was like,
Yeah.
why did you even do this? Remember that, like, was it the second or third year of the brand split? They moved like 2 people. And they always moved like jobbers. And it's like, nobody cares about this shit.
No one cared about that guy. He wasn't going to watch him
After
on
the
either
first
show
one,
anyway.
the first one was the best one because it was literally Vince and Ric Flair fighting over talent live on
Yeah.
TV.
hmm
And it was big name talent.
And it was cool because it brought a different, like, we hadn't seen something like that in wrestling, like story wise, and it was cool to kind of see.
And then Triple H got moved to SmackDown. Everyone was happy. And then, like, behind the camera, he shows back up on Monday, and Bischoff was like, well, I traded 3 guys for him. And it's like,
yeah.
why? Why'd you even do it to begin with? Like, you just ruined everything. RWK, what's going on, man? He's in the live chat.
What's going on, man?
Edge was the main eventer. Yeah, Edge. Good old Edge, who likes to bury young talent now. But we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Booker T was misused. He was misused during the Ruthless Aggression era. And the Ruthless Aggression era also gave
He
us
was
Cage.
misused for WrestleMania, was it 19?
No, yeah.
Because he was supposed to
And
win the
also-
title from Triple H, and then they completely did a 180 that weekend.
Yeah, and some of the promos leading up to that too were with like the race baiting kind of like were very weird. Like,
Well, they were doing that because he was going to win. And then he got word on that
yeah.
weekend at Fan Access. They told him, they were like, hey, Goldberg's coming in, so we're going to keep the title on Triple H.
Yeah, it's so like he definitely got fucked over.
He
a
got
lot of
fucked over
times.
because, listen, they said, well, Goldberg's coming in, so we got to keep the title on Triple H.
Yeah.
Goldberg didn't beat Triple H for the title until October of that year.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like, bro, you're
So-
acting like this guy's coming in and winning the belt, like instantly.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
And this guy, Booker T got fucked. Even if it was for one night, just give the fans that WrestleMania moment.
yeah, and give Booker T, a guy who busted his ass in WCW, even when it was in the shitter, was still going out having great matches. Was still going out and putting that company on his back for a little bit. Because I mean, he was like one of the bright spots, even when they were in the toilet. He was one of the bright spots of WCW.
Right.
So it was just a slap in the face, in my opinion. I never liked the way that was handled at all. Yes, Cougar Man, the people like you.
Yes, it was a big thing. It was a big, big thing.
Yeah.
And Kay, go fuck yourself. Anyway,
Yeah, that's not a
that's all right.
that's not a good comment.
That's a
But,
deleted person.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the way I see it, it was like I think we got kind of off target, but I think we were talking about the 3-hour shows and all that stuff.
Yeah, so Ruthless Aggression was basically
Yeah.
the Heyman SmackDown era.
Him and SmackDown, yeah.
That's
That
that's
was
what we
the-
remember it for. I mean,
and
Raw
that
was
was
doing
great.
their thing, but Raw was like not as good. Let's face
Oh, and
the
also, like I
facts.
forgot to mention, I think I meant to bring it up, but Ruthless Aggression also gave us Katie Vick, which is one of the worst storylines in the fucking history.
That's
of
where
anything.
Triple H actually farted live on the air.
He did more than fart.
Well, no,
I mean,
he after they showed that promo, he's backstage with Coach and he starts laughing and he fucking farts live on the air.
Bro, that was
Anybody
so
look that up?
bad.
That's on YouTube.
Yeah, that was so bad. It's like it was one of those things where my dad brought that up to me because he heard about on the news. That's how like, people were talking about it. Like it was like he doesn't watch wrestling. He was like, what was this guy like humping a dude on like he was like it was so random. He saw it on TV. He was like, "Are you watching this shit?" I'm like, look, I didn't like it either. I mean, even I was 10 back then. And I was like, what the hell is this shit?
And it just made no sense. That whole story was just, I mean, that's Vince McMahon's mind.
Yeah.
You're probably going to see something like that in this new federation that he's doing. Who knows?
100%.
This guy's nuts.
Yeah. And that's why it's like, I don't know. He still kept doing fucked up shit later in the years. He did it in more nuanced ways, but he still did fucked up shit even
Right.
after that. So it's like, he just doesn't give a shit. But speaking of, we were talking about SmackDown. Speaking of SmackDown, can I talk about this Rock promo from SmackDown?
All right, let me bring this up here. Why is everyone upset with The Rock?
I'm not upset with The Rock. I'm upset with this promo.
Wait, you know why he did this promo this way? Because if he did the promo, I'm going to fight you, Cody Rhodes. Like everyone's going to go, "Oh my god!" But if he does the cryptid type promo, decrypted or encrypted? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
whatever.
I think it's encrypted. Yeah.
If he does an encrypted type promo,
yeah.
Listen, we all know what he's doing. He's doing the McMahon Austin thing, okay? When Cody Rhodes tells him he's not going to join him, he's going to beat the fuck out of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. To me, again, even if that was what he was going for, I just didn't. I thought it was a bit rambly. I didn't like it that too much. Again, not saying it's going to be shit or the match is going to be bad. Whatever they're building to is going to be bad. I'm saying that specific promo just wasn't for me.
Right.
I was left. I know like what they're trying to go for, the cryptic stuff. I think they're saying CM Punk might be involved somehow because he's with the favor. I don't know how that happens, but I saw like a theory. Again, it's not a rumor; it's a theory that I saw online. Let me see if I can find this shit. It was interesting.
I hope it wasn't from Star Wars Theory.
No, fuck that dude. Oh my god, I know about him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Well, they're not letting me in these conventions. Yeah, because you're a fucking douche nozzle. You fuck.
I haven't watched that guy since Last Jedi.
Yeah, no, that guy is.
He was just saying like everyone was Snoke, and I'm like, fuck this guy.
So they're saying this theory I see has someone saying Cody refuses the offer, as you're saying. CM Punk wins the chamber. Rock tries to steal the Mania main event like it's 2013 to teach Cody a lesson at Mania. CM Punk uses his favor to get Roman to take care of Rock. Roman confronts Rock and his thirst for power. The power ties in the Ula Fala and the head of the family. That sets up Roman versus Rock for the Ula Fala at Mania.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
But we all know that here's the thing with Cena. He's all over the promotional material for Elimination Chamber. He's probably going to win. But I'd like to see that twist where he doesn't win. And it's like, well, I guess Cena's not going to his last WrestleMania. And then Joe Hendry comes out and goes, "Oh, you can have a title match at WrestleMania against me."
That'd be kind of cool.
I'd like that.
But yeah, no, they're so I think CM Punk's gonna lay into it somewhere because I think at this point they gotta kind of lean in, and they're almost intentionally doing it. How every time it seems like CM Punk has a chance in the main event, The Rock comes in and screws his main event. At this point, they just gotta acknowledge it on TV that that like The Rock's trying to fuck with Punk.
Maybe they
Punk's
will.
just gotta. Well, that's what I'm saying. Um, at this point, Punk's just gonna be like, man, fuck this guy.
I really hope they
but,
don't do the fucking 3-way match with Punk and Rollins and Roman.
Apparently Logan Paul came out again tonight and faced off against Punk.
Yeah, I hope that's
in the
not the
ring.
main event either. The WrestleMania match either.
Yeah. And he said, apparently CM Punk said to Logan Paul, in this business, you are a nobody. I'm Satan himself. I don't know, man. I just like, I'm loving what Punk's doing, like work wise, promo wise, ring wise. But man, I know he's making them a lot of money. I just want to see heel Punk. I want to see a heel CM Punk. He keeps teasing little heel like tendencies from time to time.
He's going to. He's going to turn.
Yeah, it's just like I just want to see
This
dickhead
favor,
CM Punk.
I guarantee you this favor is going to turn him.
Yeah, because it's I just think I think Punk's one of the few people that could do both face and heel very well. But I brought it up too when we were doing the shows last year when he first came back. I said that it kind of like seemed like he was kind of like planting the seeds towards a heel turn at some point. Like if he hadn't gotten hurt, he would have turned heel, like somewhere leading up to WrestleMania, maybe. Because he was kind of with the little things like I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. He was referring to himself as Satan. It was kind of seemed like he was hamming it up a little bit too much. Like he was more of a babyface than he'd ever been when he came back. Where he was like, "Oh, I was having a bad day, and I came out and I saw all your signs, and it made me feel better." And like, it was very like you never heard face CM Punk like that.
Right.
It's usually like anti-hero, like rebel CM Punk babyface, not like white meat, ham it up for the camera babyface. But so I thought like that they were doing that intentionally because he was gonna like turn at some point, and I think that the injury just kind of changed things, obviously. And this whole thing with Drew got set up. But I hope eventually we'll see that. But yeah, I hope they don't do Logan and Punk at main. That's no. Like I think if we don't see Cena wrestle for a title at Mania, my thing, I think they might do Logan and Cena.
I thought they were going to do that, and then they scrapped it.
Did they scrap it?
There was a rumor that they were going to do that match at WrestleMania, and then they scrapped it from what I heard.
I only thought about it because what was it? Cena eliminated Logan from the Rumble. So Cena eliminated Logan Paul from the Rumble. And then I was thinking maybe they do something like Logan eliminates Cena from the Chamber, and then you have your tie in there. But if they scrapped it, they scrapped it. But I mean, I could see where they were going with that. And the sad part is they were put on a banger, but I'm like I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I think Cena's going to be wrestling guys regardless of WrestleMania. Yeah. Like when we talked last time, I said, hey, they could bring back Rusev to fight Cena. And Sean was like, why would they do that? It's like they're not going to do a feud with them, but they're just going to have him come out and fight him, like on a Raw or something. Cena's on the retirement tour. He's going to fight anybody who wants a shot at him. But you got to get through WrestleMania first, you know?
Now, and I think we might have brought it up last week, but I'm not. Now, again, it's definitely not happening. I can say that with 100% certainty. But if like this was like, say this was like Cena doing his retirement tour 6-7 years ago, right? Say 6-7 years ago, he was when he was transitioning to Hollywood, he's like, I'm done, I'm retiring.
Right.
He did his whole retirement tour. Would you have wanted to see him and Kurt for his last match?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay. I was just because I know some people were talking like I saw people debating that online this week.
You know, I don't understand Kurt Angle. I saw him wrestle He wrestled. What was it? I think he wrestled Cody Rhodes when I won a couple of years ago to NEW. You might have been with me over there.
Yeah.
And then in TNA, he was wrestling good matches still. And then he went to WWE like within 6 months. This guy couldn't fucking wrestle anymore. He's literally, when he was doing that Shield match,
Yeah. I think it was like the time.
he was all blowing up and everything. I was like, what happened to this guy? He was wrestling a couple months ago on TNA, no problem.
Yeah. It was yeah, no, when he went to when we saw him with Cody Rhodes, he put on a fucking banger with Cody.
Oh yeah, it was a great match.
They were on, yeah, I mean that was one of the that was probably one of the like my favorite like wrestling matches to see live. But I remember when I went, this was years ago, but I went to the TNA taping in 2009. Me and Anthony went when we were
Right.
in Universal. And I mean, they taped, 3 weeks of shows, and fucking Kurt was putting on fucking clinic after that. Man was going crazy.
Oh
He
yeah,
was Now this was back in his, like he was taking a bunch of painkillers and stuff like
his
that. But
horse
like
pill days.
yeah, and he was just fucking going nuts. And I mean, he was a madman. Um, there's also there's also a rumor about, again, Kurt has said that it was planned, but there was a rumor, like, and I heard the rumor for years that in TNA, you know that famous clip of him like doing the front flip off the stage onto Abyss?
Yes.
There's a rumor that was not planned. He says that was planned, but apparently, like, Abyss panicked and caught him, and he was not expecting it. Like, that's the rumor. And someone brought it up to Kurt in an interview. Kurt was like, "No, that was planned. You always got to plan stuff like that. I would never do anything to endanger." But apparently, at that time, Kurt was so like
Out
heat
of
of the
it.
moment, and Abyss was good enough to kind of like interpret it in the moment what was happening. That front flip was not in the was not supposed to
I
happen.
just saw that clip like a week ago too.
It's crazy. The shit that dude was doing in TNA at that time was not. He was putting on bangers, man.
No, I
Just
know. I was
insane.
watching
Like if anybody has, like, because TNA's uploaded a lot of them to
him and
YouTube.
AJ Styles. They put on a bunch of matches, man.
Great matches. I mean, him and Samoa Joe, great matches. I mean, you could just go down the list. I mean, he was having matches with people you wouldn't even expect him to have a great match with, and still having a great match. Like he was just on a different level. It's just a shame that Prime was like not seen by a lot of people, because that was when he really hit his stride.
Right.
Was like that last year in WWE into TNA. That was like the wrestling machine into him coming in and feuding with Joe and all that shit. Man, he was on a clinic. He was on a clinic. But yeah, to get back to the Rock promo, I don't know. I hope everything ends up being good. Again, it's early yet. It's February. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I like the build up last year. I will enjoy the build up this year. I like what they're doing with Jacob Fatu. I think he's a monster, and I like that he's getting more of the head role in that faction now. And I think Jacob Fatu's a fucking beast. I think that guy, like his promos are just so authentic, and you feel him, and he's great in the ring for a guy his size. I think Jacob Fatu hit the sky's the limit with that kid. I think he's fucking really good, and I hope the best for him. I hope he doesn't get fucked over, because that kid
He's
is
part of the
fucking-
family. He's not gonna get fucked over.
Oh yeah. You never know. I just hope that he's like. I mean, he's just. I love him. I love the way his promos. And again, I'm not saying he's this crazy. His promos remind me of like early New Jack promos.
New
from
Jack.
ECW. New Jack, when New Jack used to be like on a street corner, and he just cut those promos, and he really felt like a dude that would like fucking kill you.
Right.
Like that's what Jacob Fatu reminds me of. Not that extreme, because I think New Jack really would kill somebody. He was rest in peace, New Jack. He was a nut job, but Fatu just has that energy where it's like if I ran into him on the street and like did something wrong, like offended him in any way, he would beat my ass and and throw me into the middle of the fucking. I see the photo. Look at the photo. There you go. I want your soul.
Yeah, they're just doing the corporate champion thing.
Yeah.
And Rock knows all about that.
Cougar Man says Fatu will be jobbing the Roman soon, unfortunately. I mean, the build up to the Mania stuff. I mean, I don't know if you consider jobbing. I mean, he'll probably lose the Roman leading up to Mania. if he's in his way. 100%, I can see that.
Right.
But I think I'm talking about in years like down the line, I could see him having a very long career in WWE and actually being like a big thing if they build him the right way. And so far they are. Um, I think he's one of those guys that if he does have a match at WrestleMania, he'll have like a holy shit moment that he does in the ring that he'll have his WrestleMania moment that people are going to talk about for the show. I think that he just has it, man. I think there's guys when you see them, you're like, he has it. And a lot of those guys have it. It's just in their blood.
How would you feel about a Fatu versus Randy Orton match?
At Mania,
Anywhere.
I think that'd be badass.
Pretty good, right?
But yeah, no. I mean, I think I think like I would love to see some like him mix in with some of the veterans, and I think that that Orton would be a really good one to do with 100%, because I think that Orton at this stage in his career, Orton can pull a good match on anybody,
Right.
and you put him in a ring with somebody who's already really fucking good. I think that could be a great match on a PLE or whatever. So, yeah, I'd be down for that as well. I'm for anything Jacob Fatu, anything that's going to give him more shine and put him in a bigger spotlight. I'm all for that. And a match against Randy Orton or any one of these veterans, if he has a match against Cena sometime this year, or if he has a match, whatever, it's anything to give him more shine. I'm all for. So, shout out to Jacob Fatu. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but Jacob Fatu's that's my guy. I fuck with him. So, let's see. Was there what else did you want to bring up? You mentioned you alluded to something, Perry, about what did you allude to? You alluded to something about AEW, I think.
Oh yeah, about our buddy Ricky Starks, which we said would debut the next night, and he
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
So we called that.
Yeah.
He is Ricky Saints now,
Yes.
and he is very happy with that name. And a lot of people are like, they changed the name on purpose. It's like, dude, he said he picked the name.
He picked the name. He picked the name. You got to remember too is that not all these guys have the ability to own their name when they leave. So if he, God forbid, ever gets released, he can go back on the indies or
As
go
Ricky
to some other company
Starks.
as Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
And like there's some people who like were able to like CM Punk before he went to WWE. He owned the CM Punk name.
Right.
So he was like, look, if I'm CM Punk, I leave. I'm gonna be CM Punk because he owned the name. Like he owns like legal trademarks for that shit. But again, CM Punk was the biggest wrestler in the indies, so he was making enough money to be that shit's not expensive. I mean, that shit's not cheap. It's expensive.
Right.
Do all that shit, especially when you're, not saying that Ricky couldn't do it.
Now
But
he
again,
does own his name, just so we're clear about that. I know that. A lot of people might not know that. AEW does not own Ricky Starks. He owns his own name.
Okay. So, but again, if he were to go in as, he picked the name, so I'm all for it. I mean, hopefully he's happy. He seems happy. He's been, talking about wanting to get out there and work, and now he's in a better work environment. So good for him,
Now, for the people that may not know who this man is, about 10 years ago on WWE TV,
I remember this. I remember this.
He was the guy that Ryback smeared cake all over the guy's face in the
Yes.
bathroom.
Yes.
I'm going to Google that, and I'm going to post the photo here.
I think we talked about that on the podcast when it happened. And like, lo and behold, now this guy's like, an actual name. And yeah, I was gonna bring up. Thanks for reminding me, Cougar Man, that he chose it because he's from New Orleans. So the Saints, New Orleans. That's why he chose.
Oh, but they're ruining him.
And if Vince was still there, they would have called him like Paul something. Paul Wigglebutt or some shit. He would have got the worst name imaginable if Vince was there.
Okay.
Husky Harris and Michael McGillicuddy.
These fucking names, man.
Look
So
at that.
there is Ricky
Look
Starks
how
from
young he was. Jesus.
yes, and Ryback. Okay, so that one was not the bathroom incident. He did
Okay.
beat somebody up in a bathroom. I remember that. But this one
How
was
young he was.
worse
That's great. Yeah.
because he rubbed cake in his face.
That's funny.
And I have a picture of the cake somewhere on here. Oh, right here. And again, I don't know. I mean, this is Vince McMahon, so who the hell knows what's going on? But
Yeah.
Ryback rubbed cake in this man's face. There you go. That's the same guy.
That's so funny. That's hilarious, man. But yeah. So I'm happy for Ricky Starks. Hopefully hopefully everything works out for him in the end. Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see where they go with him for sure.
Well, brother, it's time for that real American beer.
Oh shit! What happened?
It's time for that real American beer.
Oh damn! Yeah, what? So you got to tell me because you were telling me this and I didn't even know about it. But tell me what's going on with Hulk Hogan.
He's going to be by Frank's house, which is in Poughkeepsie, on March 4th. He's going to be at the shop right there in Fishkill. And then he's going to make his way up to the pub, directly across the street from Frank's house, ironically enough. So he's not charging for appearances at ShopRite, but ShopRite is encouraging you to pick up his beer. Which, by the way, WWE owns a stock in this beer.
Yes.
Yes,
they do.
So yeah, if you want to go see the guy, he's going to be around. He's probably going to stay in Randy Orton's house because Randy Orton lives around there. I'm just making that part up. Randy Orton does live over there, but I don't think he's staying at his house. Who the hell knows? So there you go. Real American beer, brother. If you drink beer, I guess that's something for you guys to do over there in Poughkeepsie. I have no idea.
Yeah. I would not go. I if I were in the area, I would not go to visit Hulk Hogan. I will just say that off top. And I will not buy that shitty beer that probably just tastes like Bud Light with another label on it. If I had to really guess, I would as a beer drinker, I would guess that it's not like a fine craft beer. It's probably
30 years ago they talked about Stone Cold getting his own WWF beer. And 30 years later, it's Hogan that's getting the beer. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
That's what I said. When we talked about it on here, I said if anybody was to get a beer logo in the middle of that ring, it's fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right.
And he already has, he said fucking built his own beer brand on his own.
Right.
With a brewing company. So it's like, he already has an established beer, and it's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. I've had both. I've had the lager and the IPA, and they're both really fucking good. But, they went with Hogan, because America, brother.
Well, can you buy this beer and try it on the air for, I was going to say for free, but live? What am I thinking?
Look, for the next show, I will get the beer. I will get the beer and try it. I will be legitimately like 100% truthful about it. I'm not going to just hate it to hate it. I know how good beer tastes.
So wait a minute. You need to drink two of them. You need to drink one cold and not cold.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. So I would drive. Yeah. Depending. Yeah. I would drink one. Yeah. I could do both. I could do both.
Warm. You don't need to drink the whole beer. Just drink a little bit of the cold one and a little bit of the warm one.
Warm beer in general tastes like ass, so that stuff's gonna taste like absolute fucking diarrhea. I can already tell you. I've had a warm Bud Light before, and it's not. No.
I don't drink beer, so I can't tell you anything.
Yeah, it's like that. That's Stone Cold. I kept one of the Stone Cold beers in a can, when I bought it years ago,
right?
Like just as a collectible. and it's still over there. But his beer's really fucking good. Like it's actually like you could actually go online and see where they brew it and stuff like that. It's actually like they make it from scratch, like it's a craft beer. It's very good. Just seems like they're getting some shit from fucking Budweiser, literally, and just or Bud Light, maybe Keystone Light, some like redneck ass fucking cheap beer, and then just fucking throwing a logo on it. Like seriously, it's like I have no like I'm going into that with the lowest of expectations. But um sorry, I'm reading something here.
So he'll
But
be
yeah,
at ShopRite and Fishkill. So shout out to this, I guess. Is Frank gonna go? I'm not going, Frank. I just have no interest in meeting Hulk Hogan. I used to a long time ago, but not now. I'm just done. He's one of those guys where I could safely live my life without ever meeting the dude.
yeah.
He was in White Plains a couple of years ago. What was it, last year? I don't even remember. I forgot where he was. He was doing something in White Plains. He was doing like a meet and greet. Anybody in the chat drink beer? Let's do a poll. No, it'll probably be mobbed, and I don't want to deal with that. Oh, you don't want to bring the kids to get some beer?
That's crazy.
If I see him at the gas station, I'll say hi. All right, let's do a poll real quick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough.
Would you the poll, real American beer, yes or no? Are you guys interested? Would you like to see The Rock and Hogan one more time at WrestleMania? For the belt?
No. No.
That's not what the chat's saying in the poll.
Oh.
Pepperoni and Coors guy?
Yeah, no, that guy, that whole thing is just terrible. Like I don't it just looks really bad. Like the can looks fucking ridiculous. Like that picture of the can that you're showing right there,
What's that? What's that beer? Adams? What?
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams? That looks like a Sam Adams like picture.
It looks like a Sam Adams mixed with a PBR, a Pabst Blue Ribbon that's all red, white, and blue. It literally looks like a mix of those two.
Right.
Yeah. It's
It kind of looks like the Quaker oatmeal logo where it says real American beer. That little
Yeah.
shield thing.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be a success like they think it is. I mean,
No, the problem is this guy's got too much baggage on him. You should have given it to the Undertaker or something. If you didn't want to give it to Austin, you should have given it to Undertaker.
well, again, and like I'm saying, and again, I don't know, like the majority of fans probably don't care about this, but I'm gonna say it. He started the company with his fucking son too.
Oh, right.
His son that had an active DUI last year.
Yeah, I saw that video.
And almost killed his best friend drunk driving. So like, you know, and that was way back in the day, but still, that still happened and didn't learn his lesson. He also runs the bar that Hogan owns, the fucking sports bar or whatever. He runs that. So so you have a guy that's known to have DUIs and almost killed a man drunk driving as a part owner of your beer company.
Well, it's just a way to get his son to make money without really doing anything.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Is if I had as many DUIs as fucking Nick Hogan or whatever the fuck is Nick Balea, I don't know what the fuck he goes by, but if I had as many DUIs as him, bro, I'd be 10 feet under a jail somewhere. I would not have a license anymore. But because he's Hulk Hogan's kid, he's fucking gets away scot free.
Well, I will tell you this though: if you watch that video of that arrest from last year, Hogan comes down there, but he's on his own.
Yeah.
If you watch that video, because they're like, you could come down to the jail and bail him out. He goes, nope, leave him down there. I'll get him in the morning.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he really. I will give you this though. I will give him that though. He said, "Fuck it. This guy fucked up again. He's gonna wait till I wake up tomorrow."
I think that's good. The problem is that like
keep surrounding him with this whole thing, you know.
Yeah, it's just like you're at this point you're enabling him.
Right.
You know, he'll probably be at that bar with fucking Hogan, taking shots behind the fucking counter or some shit. It's so stupid.
Oh, imagine if he's at ShopRite and he's got stacks of the beer next to him, and he turns around and there's no beer left, and it's fucking Nick Hogan drinking all the beer.
Right. Also, I think it's kind of crazy how they're like brands are doing this now to like. It's smart, but to promote the beer, hey, let's just go to a fucking bar.
Well, it's on the ring apron too. I mean, WWE does own part of this beer company. But here's the thing. This is like their way of branding with TK, because TKO, UFC, all these guys, they do this stuff. They put sponsors on the aprons and stuff like that, and all over the shows.
Well, that's the thing. When Conor McGregor started his Conor McGregor about 5-6 years ago started a whiskey company called Proper 12, and as soon as he started it, the fucking Proper 12 logo was right on the fucking octagon.
Yep.
As soon as he started it, and I'm pretty sure they also got a stake in that too. And then I think he just made like $200 something million selling that fucking.
Like, this would make sense because Hogan's a legend in wrestling, and if WWE TKO, WWE, whatever, they put half their, they partner with him for this. They figured, okay, we could monetize this guy, and everybody makes money.
Yeah.
The problem is the guy has too much baggage in the last 5 to 10 years. It just wasn't the right guy to put this on.
And also, it's like Conor McGregor's whiskey, when it did well and it sold for a lot of money, you kind of already Conor McGregor was always
Yo, bro.
What?
This fucking guy Frank Undertaker should have partnered with Tombstone Pizza.
That's funny. That's funny.
I almost spit my water out.
That's funny.
It went up my fucking nose. Jesus.
But Conor McGregor, when he started that whiskey company, he was already seen as kind of like a partier. So it kind of made sense. Like, he was always out drinking and shit like that. Hogan was the exact opposite. He was the say your prayers, take your vitamins guy, say no to drugs and all the other shit. And now you got him fucking, praying a beer around.
Hockey, take care, buddy. He's leaving.
Hey, take care, hockey fan. Have a good night, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's completely polar opposite of what Hogan's character was. And now he's like, oh, get the beer, man. Like, he turned into like a yeehaw honky. And I'm like, okay.
Well, he's got to promote the beer. I mean, what's he going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But it's like, I don't know. And it's part of his brand now, being at the, what he's doing with his politics and shit. So it's.
Well, what they should have done was, listen, Austin has the Broken Skull. Is it called Broken Skull IPA?
Yes.
Since WWE owns his fucking name, a lot of people don't know this, but Stone Cold doesn't own the name Stone Cold. He signed it over to Vince. They should have said, okay, you got Broken Skull IPA? Well, we want Stone Cold beer. And they just say, you promote that, and you have your own beer on the side. You do whatever you want with that. It would actually work out for Austin because they would get the beers confused.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should have had Stone Cold beer. This guy comes out on TV drinking the fucking beer. Or if somebody wins that he likes, he comes out, he drinks beer with the guy, stuns him, and that's how you promote the beer.
Yeah.
Hogan comes out. I mean, he gets booed out of the fucking building because he's very controversial in the last few years of his life. It's not a good look.
No.
And I think they thought that was all swept under the rug, but people don't forget, man.
Yo, shout out to LA for that. That was beautiful. That was music to my fucking ears. Cause man, that was glorious.
They got to figure it
Magnus
out, though.
CM
They got to
Punk.
see who they can put this beer on. I don't think he's going to last as the spokesperson for this beer.
No,
I'll be honest with you. And if this, imagine if he can't get people at ShopRite to go there and buy it.
Yeah. That would be crazy. If you can't even get people to buy it at ShopRite, that would be nuts. That would definitely be interesting.
Bro, how funny would it fucking be because this is what I was thinking of when I read the article. What if a gang goes in there and they just start fucking with him? Like they just start a fight with him in ShopRite.
That would
be fucking funny, right? It'd be fucked up, but it'd be funny. Because then he's inciting gang fights, and the company's got to take him off the fucking beer at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it would be insane. Absolutely insane if they did that.
Do you think Hogan makes an appearance live at WrestleMania? Either that or a commercial, because I got to promote the beer at WrestleMania. How are you not going to promote your beer at WrestleMania? You know where they would put him? Right where you said you didn't want these guys to go. They would put him right in the middle of the ring where CM Punk doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
Because he'll get cheered. Because they don't care about him. They don't care about what he does over there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know, man. And I remember there was the rumor coming around that he was like in the back. He was like afterwards, he was like, "I gotta come back as a heel, brother," or some shit. Like, I'm like, bro, you're not coming back. Yeah, you're gonna come back as a bad guy to promote a product. That makes no sense.
Well, if he's Hollywood, it would make sense because he's going to get booed because he's got the history of being booed as Hollywood.
Yeah.
The problem is it's not called Hollywood beer. It's called Real American. So he's got to be the real American Hogan. That's the problem with this whole thing. Yeah. I think they thought everything was like done, like everyone forgot or whatever, and they move on with life, but it's just something that is never going to go away. This has destroyed his career, like literally. So.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it at all. But
imagine CM Punk doing beer ads.
No, he would not.
I don't think that's going to happen, man.
Especially not Hogan's beer.
33% said we got 6 votes. I'll give you guys like a minute more to vote.
Yeah, I especially Hogan's beer with how outspoken Punk's been about Hogan. I don't think we're getting.
I think that's Punk knowing he could get away with it.
Oh yeah, and then that's how he really feels about Hogan. I mean, he's been very outspoken about Hogan for years. So it's like, and him doing like even what the match he had on Netflix with Rollins, he was doing the little like fucking Hogan.
Well, he was doing that in AEW.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I think it's all a jab at Hogan. I think it's
So we got 33% said yes, they would buy the beer or they would like the beer, and you have 67% saying no out of 6 votes. Matthew Bonks, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
So what is that? 4 votes to 2 votes?
Yeah.
Okay, well, 2 of you out there suck. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Do you think Hogan makes an appearance live at Mania? I don't.
We just talked about that.
Pre-tape.
They would have to put him where you said Punk doesn't want to go for the Royal Rumble. They're going to have to put Hogan in the Royal Rumble next year. The only way he's going to get cheered.
Yeah. If he does something at WrestleMania, it's going to be something pre-taped that they air.
No, but you don't understand. Where is the Royal Rumble going to be next year?
Saudi Arabia.
They don't care about what he's done here. He's going to get cheered.
No. I was talking about WrestleMania this year.
Yeah. WrestleMania, I don't know, man. Like, there's
I think
nowhere
they're
to put him
pre-tape. I think they're gonna pre-tape something.
unless
Like,
he
he's not
comes
gonna
out
be
as Hollywood Hogan,
it-
and then people booing him. It would make sense.
But
He could run with this, man. I'm not even kidding. If he comes out in the black and white, because you have to remember when in WCW, people were so fucking sick of this guy. He was getting booed. You couldn't even hear him talk on the microphone. Me and Gene would hold the mic and he couldn't even hear what Hogan was saying. Like they drowned him out. All he has to do is come out as NWO Hulk Hogan.
yeah,
And they could put this guy on TV every week. And he'll get booed out of the building, but it won't matter. And then at that point, it's going to desensitize. Listen, here's the thing with this shit, okay? The fans like to cancel out these guys. Even though the guy's been canceled, he's been through this shit. The fans like to do this shit on purpose. You know what I mean? A lot of them are pissed off, but a lot of them just do it on purpose. So if they're going to do that shit, just throw them on TV every week. Get it to the point where they're just sick of like booing the guy. That's what I would do if I had to put him on TV. Now, I don't have to put him on TV, but if I had to do it, if they said, you know what, we got to promote this beer no matter what, that's what I'm doing. I'm sticking this guy on TV every week. That's it.
I mean,
but he's got to be NWO. He can't be Real American Guy, and that's the problem. Unless you put him out there with like Bud Light and he like throws the can in the crowd or some shit.
funny.
And he brings his beer out. I don't know. I don't know what you do. But there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. And when he came back on the first Netflix show, there was a way not to do it. So if it's pre-taped, that would be embarrassing for Hogan. Yeah, but I mean, look, his legacy's destroyed. I mean, what's he going to do?
And he did it to himself.
He did it to
So
himself.
let's not act like the fans are being unfair to him or not like that. He did everything. He made his bed. He's got to lie in that shit now.
Yes.
So,
All I'm saying is the fans, like, they always do this shit. Like, they chant Husky Harris at Bray Wyatt. Like, we know he was Husky. Who cares?
yeah.
That was 10 years ago. Who cares? These guys are only booing this guy because they want everyone on the internet to know they're smart. It's like, bro, we know. We know this guy, like, destroyed his career. He shouldn't even be on TV to begin with. But they're going to throw him out there, and this is what they got. That's all I'm saying. Like, the fans are stupid that way. Like, you have to know, like, Christian comes out. Oh, no, he's Christian Cage. Oh, Cope? Nope. He's really Edge. It's like, we know he was Edge. We get it. We used to watch him on TV. Anyway, stupid shit. You have any final comments on this AEW thing?
About what? Because
AEW just sucking in general, man.
Oh, I mean, AEW, in my opinion, they're just, I don't know, they're kind of going in to no man's land direction. Again, like I said, they have a couple things that I do like that they're doing, but nothing where it's like I gotta watch like their product. Like I can just watch the clips I want to see online.
Right.
They're immediately online after they air anyway. So it's like it to me, it's just like they're gonna keep doing the same thing they're doing. They're gonna keep, kind of writing themselves in a hole. I know that and I'm a fan of Moxley, but Moxley's shit is just terrible. What they're doing with him now. I can admit that when something's bad. And the stuff that I've seen from that and what I've heard from even AEW diehard fans has been, this is bad. So, when even some of the AEW accounts that are like online that usually talk good about them, when they're criticizing AEW, that's when it's like, and I don't even pay attention to the accounts because I think it's all WWE has their tribalism, AEW has their tribalism accounts. It's all the same shit to me. It just
I never understood that WWE tribalism. It's like
I never.
it's
Yeah, I
it's the
never.
biggest company in the world.
Yeah.
Why do
It's
you have
like
to
you need
defend
to
them?
defend it. They're the big dog, but there's people out there. I'm gonna fucking what is this guy's fucking name? It's fucking stupid. He has a stupid fucking haircut in his fucking thing, and he's like stolen people's content before too. So I don't mind putting this guy on blast. So fuck him. This fade away media dude on Twitter. Holy shit. It's like anything fucking WWE
I
does. Like,
think
oh
that
my
guy
god,
follows us. Ironically
does
enough,
he?
yeah,
Does he?
he followed Game Complainers about a month ago.
Look, bro. No offense to you. It says he's followed 82,000 people, has 111,000 followers on Twitter. Um, you're doing your thing, I guess, but I think it's all like, oh, it could be, oh man, fucking uh it- who could I think? Logan Paul came out and he farted on CM Punk's head. This match is gonna be fucking insane with a ton of fire emojis. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like what are you they could do anything. CM Punk could go in the ring and take a shit and make a snow angel in it. And he'd be like, oh, but this is amazing. Holy shit, I can't believe Raw next week's gonna be fucking insane, man.
It's
Like
just
his
somebody
tweets are just
promoting their brand. That's all it is.
it's just like it's just so like it's just like it's I don't know, man. It's
Dude,
just
I
like to
see
me,
this with the Xbox shit all the time. Xbox has all the games coming out this year because Avowed just came. It's like, chill out. It's one game.
and then there's AEW accounts do the same shit too, and it's like it to me it's just like it's so just I get it. Get your bag, especially with Twitter. He's got a blue check mark. He's getting paid off the impressions. I fucking get it. Do what you got to do. To me, it just looks fucking goofy. If I'm a grown ass man, there's no way in
Well, it
hell.
looks like it's a bot account anyway. So I mean,
Yeah, he just reposts clip like he just reposted 2 minutes ago. 12 years ago today, CM Punk John Cena put on one of the greatest matches of all time. CM Punk pulled out the pile driver dealing with the flu and a bunch of goat emojis. Again, that is one of the greatest Raw matches of all time, and it is a great match. I can't believe it was 12 years ago, which is nuts to me.
wow,
That's crazy that match is 12 years ago. Him and Cena, where he busts out the
2013,
pile.
baby.
That's insane. But yeah, I mean, it just to me, it's like some of the stuff he tweets out, and there's another one too, I forget the name of, but it's like everything like if WWE does anything, it's like, oh man, 3-hour Raws are coming back, shit's gonna be crazy. Like, no, you're fucking crazy. like what the fuck are you talking about? Like, holy shit. To me, it's again, maybe it's because I'm older now. This kid's probably younger. Maybe he's in his early mid 20s. He's getting his bag. I guess do what you got to do. Maybe I won't say fucking hate. I probably jumped the gun there a little bit. But being a fanboy of anything makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense. I can call out when something's shit. I can call out when something's good.
Right.
I don't like, I'm not like, they're not, these guys aren't paying. They ain't paying me. I ain't, if they want to pay me, they can hit my line. But I'll be on here fucking saying the same shit. This will be the WWE podcast.
You know what we
After
should
midnight.
do with the panel? We should watch live on YouTube the CM Punk media scrum from AEW.
We can like react to it.
Yeah, that'd be fucking funny because
yeah,
we're almost 3 years out from that,
that's
and everything the guy said was on the money, literally.
yeah.
I just find that fascinating. I still find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Guy cut a shoot promo at a press conference.
Yeah, no, he did, and I was I remember when that happened, man. I was like, holy shit, this is not gonna end.
Well, no, I looked at dude. Frank was with me, and I don't remember, was Eli with us or was it Fred? Frank was with me. We watched that whole thing. We had our mouths wide open, like our jaws were on the floor, right? I looked at Frank and I go, you see this right here? That's the end of AEW.
Yeah.
And they haven't recovered ever since.
No.
And they still can't manage a target. The problem, really quick before we go, what do you think about Thunder Rosa getting screwed over, huh?
I did hear about that. What was the exact thing with that? I didn't read
So
into it.
Penelope Ford and some other lady, some new lady, who by the way is also dating Joey Janela.
I know Joey.
So
Janela.
these are two women that he's been with,
Okay.
which is very weird. Anyway, Thunder Rosa comes to the ring. She's supposed to come to the ring and clear the ring. So she comes out with a chair. She comes out. These two girls they're not moving. They're standing right there and they're not flinching. Then she goes to pick up the chair to go to hit them and they don't move. And then she has to back down with the chair. It was horrible.
Okay.
It was like a double cross. And it's
Wow.
like, well, yeah, Penelope Ford is a Britt Baker guy or girl.
Okay.
So this is like Britt Baker's politics continue beyond the grave over here.
Really?
That's what it seems like. Or somebody in the office told these two not to react to Thunder Rosa because Thunder Rosa apparently praised Ricky Starks for leaving AEW. So was this by Tony? Was it because they're Britt Baker girls? I mean, what happened? Something happened.
Yeah.
This is not how you conduct business on a live television show.
No.
And, you know, the first thing I said was I thought Punk was the problem. What happened? I thought all the problems would go away when Punk was gone.
I knew that fucking that shit was like they were just using Punk as a scapegoat and they were just gaslighting with that shit. The fact they were saying that Punk was the main issue, I'm like, bro, like as soon as he left, there was nothing but issues.
Right. And they also, oh, well, look what he did to our company. He didn't do anything. You guys did it.
No.
There's a constant with this whole thing, AEW. Like, you guys fucked up your own company. You guys act like indie people with a multi-million-dollar company going on TV every fucking week. Like, this is not hillbilly indie shit. I mean, you're on television. It costs money to put you guys out there. You know how much money it costs for them to have Thunder Rosa go out there and just sit there and they wasted 5 minutes of TV time. That costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
What is it, like 18 grand or something per minute?
Yeah.
Or 8 grand a minute?
Something crazy.
It's a crazy amount of money. And they're just wasting it to show their little politics there. Like, this company, man, nobody can get a fucking clue over there.
No, they don't. It's very it's really just sad, man, for what, you know, the potential they had and where they're at now.
We need competition because look at WWE Vince, okay? He had no competition for 20 years, okay? And this guy put on the worst television, and we all had to fucking eat it until we fucking had enough.
We talked about it every week.
We talked about how horrible the show was every week on this show 10 years ago, okay? Now, WWE is doing really good as far as like storylines and stuff like that and bringing everybody back and all that because Vince has nothing to do with it. You can tell the difference immediately. It's a watchable show.
100%.
AEW, Tony Khan is becoming Vince McMahon. And he thinks, well, we got all the indie guy, we got all the people that like watching indies anyway. It's like, guy, how many times are you going to do these matches? You know what I mean? The Young Bucks are out. You know why they're out? Because they don't have, who did they always showcase their stuff with? The Lucha Bros. There's no more Lucha Bros. Penta's in WWE now. The Young Bucks, who are they going to put a match on like that with? Nobody.
Yeah.
They went home.
Yeah.
They said, fuck it. We're still getting paid. We're just going to go home. We're going to wait this all out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really crazy.
Megan Bain was the other girl, says Cougar Man.
Okay.
And apparently she thinks she's Kratos from God of War or something. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's the gimmick. She wears the gimmick.
Oh, okay.
Video games and wrestling both need competition. They said Punk was a locker room cancer. Yeah, they said. They also said Tony feared for his life. Dude, they tried to destroy this guy's career. You realize that, right?
They made it seem like Punk was strangling Tony Khan.
Right.
Like,
and then Tony Khan has the balls to show the footage, and he doesn't do anything in the footage.
It was exactly like Punk described the footage. Like, it was like Punk described what happened. They showed the footage, and it was exactly like he described.
But they showed the footage thinking, okay, the internet's going to be on our side. Yeah, we got him.
We got him. Yeah.
And then you just showed how fucking stupid you are.
Because what was it? It was either the week of or the week before that. He went on Ariel Helwani's show and described what happened in detail. And literally everything he said, because then they were like, oh, we're going to show the actual footage. And everyone was like, like, oh, this is what actually happened. And it's literally everything that Punk said happened. It was everything.
Somebody actually put a side by side of that video with him talking about Ariel Helwani.
Yeah, and it was exactly like he said. I'm like, what kind of gotcha moment is this?
Well, you notice, Nick, when they aired that video, they got a big rating, but then the rating dropped and they never went back up.
Oh, yeah. No.
Like those people that were on the AEW side saw that and were like, what the fuck? We're leaving.
There was no reason for them to show that video. None.
They thought they were gonna like make him look even worse. They said he was lying, and they had the proof that he was lying, and then they show it. It's exactly what he said. Dude, how much fucking crack is this guy on? Is this guy smoking crack backstage? What is this guy doing? Is he really doing the snowman shit, the cocaine?
I did hear about that, Cougar Man. Ryan Nemeth is suing AEW and Punk.
Yes. So Ryan Nemeth, okay, listen, he was part of the Elite. He was always needling Punk online. He called Punk
Ziggler's brother, right?
Yeah, he tweeted Punk was the softest man alive, okay? This is when they were on their little campaign to get him out of the company.
Yeah.
And they got him out of the company, and guess what? They told Ryan Nemeth, yeah, thanks for helping us get rid of him, but we don't need you.
Okay.
So
he's disgruntled with AEW.
He's disgruntled with AEW, and he's suing them, and then he's suing Punk because Punk fucking yelled at him. It's like, this guy's a fucking loser. This guy's just a loser. You have no, and by the way, he's an idiot because he left a paper trail of tweets. Even if he deleted them, they're all online. He has tweets needling Punk.
Yeah.
So I mean, this guy's an idiot. It's like a guy kills somebody and they leave they take a picture of them holding a knife and put it online.
Or it's like when those guys like steal shit from from a store and they go live on Instagram like right after.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you just told us everything. So this guy is a moron. He's not going to even, I'm sure that it's not even going to go anywhere.
Well, I heard that he doesn't have the best relationship with Dolph. I don't think he does.
Well, he's in TNA with Dolph.
Okay. I heard, I think it's him and then the other brother that's like in jail. Isn't the other brother?
There's another brother in jail for murder, yes.
Yes.
Because the guy was fucking dumb and probably got caught with the knife in his hand. This family's filled with fucking Smarties, I guess, right? You know the candy Smarties?
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. So is Punk gonna have to appear in court for that? Is that an actual thing that's going to court?
AEW's gonna kill that lawsuit, guaranteed. If it gets, even gets past the judge, what's the judge going to be? Oh wow, one guy yelled at somebody, and one guy got mad that his boss didn't call him back before he fired him. Yeah, we're really going to put this one through. The softest man alive. Remember that he tweeted that at CM Punk, and now he's suing CM Punk for yelling at him.
Bro, I'm reading some of this lawsuit. Hang on, this is.
If you want to read it on the air, I'll try to get a photo of.
It says that apparently the lawsuit was filed February 14th, so 11 days ago. Says that Ryan Nemeth has filed a lawsuit in L.A. Superior Court against AEW, Tony Khan, and CM Punk. The lawsuit alleges assault, breach of contract, breach of implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing and intentional interference with prospective advantage. This is says there's no case number assigned to the lawsuit and it is not yet listed online. This is from the lawsuit.
Hang
This is
on,
an
I'll get a
actual-
photo right now.
Okay.
I got the photo. I just got to drag it in here. This little Tron thing is nice, huh?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. It says Ryan Nemeth. This is from the lawsuit. This is like him and his lawyer's words, I guess. Ryan Nemeth is a successful actor, comedian, and stuntman.
Oh, he's
I
so
didn't know he-
successful. I haven't heard of this guy since AEW.
Yeah. Nemeth has also followed his older brother Nick's career and established himself as a star performer on the professional wrestling circuit.
Not really. He was a jobber in AEW.
Nemeth was under contract with AEW. AEW is owned by Shahid and Tony Khan.
Shad.
Shad Khan and Tony Khan. Shad Khan is the owner of the NFL franchise, the Jacksonville Jaguars, while when his son Tony managed to alienate most of everyone with the Jaguars organization, Tony was moved to a leadership role in the Khan family-owned Fulham Football Club. Tony ended up mismanaging the football club, leading to multiple lawsuits against the club. Since he was a child, Tony loved professional wrestling and had an obsession with certain wrestlers. The Khan family formed AEW to provide Tony with something to do, safely and away from his family from the family's other ventures. Tony serves as AEW's CEO. Phil Brooks was another wrestler under contract with AEW and a member of AEW management team. Tony had a deep fascination with Brooks. Brooks undertook a campaign to terrorize and intimidate plaintiff, including physical assault. AEW and Tony Khan did nothing to protect Ryan Nemeth and other wrestling performers from despicable conduct of Brooks. AEW.
Why did they act like Punk opened up every locker room when he got to work and just looked to see if he could beat somebody up?
He was just, yeah, it's just as AEW turned a blind eye to Brooks' conduct because of Tony's deep admiration for Brooks and because he was their most popular wrestling performer. At Brooks and Tony's insistence, AEW and Tony Khan have undertaken an effort to blackball Nemeth so he can never work again in
He's in
wrestling
fucking
the rest of his
TNA. How is he blackballed?
It says, at all relevant times mentioned herein, Brooks was also an employee of AEW. Jesus Christ, this thing is long.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this guy really, he's just trying to hit Tony up for money. That's all this is.
It says, let me see here.
Don't make me spank you.
You'll be the next victim of the hitman.
What the fuck?
And get ready for a beatdown. Somebody call security. Don't make me spank you.
It says,
That's Gold
April
Dust.
2023, Brooks assaulted and battered two fellow wrestlers known by the names Matt and Nick Jackson.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is the
he
lawsuit.
battered them so badly that there was no police report.
Brooks is known to have an uncontrollable temper and often lashes out in violent tirades against others. Thus, defendants were unnoticed regarding Brooks's violent proclatives, or I don't know how to pronounce the word.
Wait a minute.
Rather than
Wait a minute. He battered Nick and Matt Jackson, yet there was no police report,
yeah.
and the two of them, not CM Punk, signed an NDA not to talk about the incident. Who was who was battered? Who was bruised?
CM Punk has made mention of an NDA.
Bro, here's what happened with the Bucks, okay? We could talk about this for fucking ever, but here's what happened, okay? For people listening. Punk said what he said at the scrum, which we're going to watch. We'll probably watch it in 2 weeks. That's what we'll probably do towards the end of the show. Well, during the scrum, he said, these guys can't manage a fucking target. What happened after the scrum? Or during the scrum, actually. We just didn't see it. Punk leaves the scrum. Because Punk said, if you got a problem with me, come find me. Well, guess what? They went and found him in his locker room. Apparently, they kicked the door in, hit the dog in the face, Larry. Which, by the way, Larry was missing teeth because of that, just so you know. Which is why they had to sign the fucking NDA. And Punk fucking punched him in the face for hitting the fucking dog in the face. But that's really battering and bruising fucking random people. Go ahead.
Yeah, says that rather than removing Brooks from AEW roster of wrestlers, Tony Khan made the decision to merely suspend Brooks for a few months. Brooks is one of AEW's most popular wrestlers, and Khan did not feel that Brooks could be removed without substantial loss in profit for AEW. Further, Khan has a very deep personal affinity for Brooks. Khan has made the conscious decision to keep Brooks as part of AEW, although he knew that Brooks is prone to lashing out in violent episodes and to injure others. Beyond his deep feelings for Brooks, they make it seem like he's was fucking.
They act like he's Jason from Jason Goes to Hell.
Beyond his deep feelings for Brooks, Khan represented the AEW executives and wrestlers at the TBS network have produced the AEW Collision show, contingent upon Brooks' involvement as the show's star.
He didn't even fucking hurt anybody.
This was all the more reason for Khan to keep Brooks in spite of his violent propensities. During his suspension for unknown reasons, Brooks made it known that he despised Nemeth. Nemeth did nothing to Brooks whatsoever.
Oh,
Brooks
yeah?
made it well-
How about all those fucking tweets that these guys are going to pull up? Go ahead.
Brooks made it well known that he was angry with Nemeth. Brooks has a notorious history for taking violent action against others for no reason. He's really trying
For
to
no
drive
reason.
home. He's really trying to drive home the
Dude,
violent stuff.
My guy,
Like-
listen to me. Ryan Nemeth tweeted several times that Punk was the softest man on the roster. Okay, so anybody that doesn't know this, AEW, the higher ups got pissed off at Punk and they were fucking with this guy every chance they got. They had Brandon Cutler, they had Ryan Nemeth, they had all these job guys tweet about how they didn't want this guy in the company. Legit, okay? And this guy, Ryan Nemeth, was part of that whole thing. He was part of the let's get rid of this guy campaign. So for him to file a lawsuit and say he did nothing, dude, he was talking massive shit about this guy online. Of course he was pissed at him.
It says here that
If I kept tweeting how you were an asshole,
yeah,
you're going to be fucking pissed off.
yeah, yeah.
Well, Nick's mad at me for some reason. I don't know why. He likes to beat people up. For no reason, he's mad at me. It's like, no, I'm starting shit. This guy started shit and he found out.
Says that on what was this? April 16, 2023, Nemeth contacted executives within AEW to tell his employer that he was worried Brooks would come back to the wrestling circuit following his suspension and assault him. On June 21st, 2023, following Brooks' return to AEW, he assaulted Nemeth in the male talent locker room. In a menacing manner, Brooks shouted at Nemeth, "Do we have a fucking problem? Do we need to step outside and handle this like men?" Nemeth was cornered by Brooks. He did everything he could in order to de-escalate the situation. The next day, Nemeth was contacted by Tony Schiavone and other executives from AEW to explain what happened. Nemeth calmly and factually explained that he was attacked by Brooks in the locker room. Following the assault, nothing happened to Brooks as far as punishment from AEW.
He got fired. And by the way, what assault is this even talking about? Because I don't even remember him getting in a fight with this guy.
Apparently,
I remember he
Ryan
sent them
Nemeth-
home for fucking Collision because he showed up to Collision.
Ryan Nemeth is saying that that he got cornered by Punk in the male locker room and asked, "Did we have a fucking problem?" Then he de-escalated the situation.
Yeah, he probably, because of that tweet.
Yeah, which that doesn't mean he assaulted you. I don't know if that's assaulting somebody.
You have to understand today, Nick, a lot of people are pussies, and if you confront them, they consider that being violated.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know,
I know.
I've had that situation with customers, okay? They fucking say something online, and then I confront them, and they're like, ooh, well, I didn't think you were going to say that to me. It's like, oh, fuck yourself, bro. Like, you're going to fuck with me, I'm going to fuck with you.
Well, yeah, and the thing is that, like, I think that, and this is what I was saying, and this is why when we did a few shows in 2023, we were talking about the, like, Punk coming back. I said Punk coming back after that initial suspension was just the wrong move. I said it was just going to cause more problems than good. Because there were still people like Nemeth, who was part of the Elite and all this other shit. They didn't like Punk. Punk still had tension with a lot of people backstage. And I didn't think it was good for him to come back at all
Right.
after that first suspension. I thought they should have just gave him his money, released whatever the fuck, and then just fucking just did away with it after that, after the brawl out thing, because it was only gonna get worse from there. Because Punk obviously wasn't in a good headspace. He'll even tell you he wasn't in a good headspace then, and all this shit was just adding to it, and it was just like, you know,
How many times is this guy's gonna sue CM Punk and lose? Every fucking guy that sues him always loses.
yeah,
And it's always because they're lying.
yeah.
This guy's lawsuit's going to get thrown out the minute the judge sees all the tweets that he put up there. Or whoever, his lawyer or whoever's defending this guy. Because this guy put in that he did nothing to cause this, right? They're just the other side's going to be like, bro, here's all these tweets. This guy was fucking tweeting at this guy on purpose. And then they throw the case out.
He keeps going on and on. But he talks about how he was benched by AEW. He wasn't being booked for over 2 months after the incident.
Yeah, that's because he was a job guy and he sucked. Everyone knew that. This guy was barely on TV to begin with. This is just a guy looking for a payout from Tony Khan.
Yeah. Like here it says on the morning of August 12th, Nemeth was walking through the hotel lobby to board a shuttle to the arena where the wrestling event was taking place. He saw Brooks. Brooks immediately took out his phone and began to text. A moment after that text was sent, Nemeth received a text from AEW supervisor Pat Buck saying he needed to speak with him as soon as he got to the arena. Upon arriving at the arena, Nemeth sought out Pat Buck. Buck told Nemeth that he needed to leave the arena immediately, that travel will be arranged for him to fly out on that same day.
Right. Was that Collision?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because he was... The elite guys were not... Here's the whole fucking point of Collision. Collision was to split the rosters. Punk was going to run Collision with his crew, and then the elite were going to run their crew with Dynamite. And I said, when they were doing that, I was like, you're going to have guys that are going to cross over and cause trouble on purpose. This was one of those guys. And when he started, I don't think anybody understands. This guy was tweeting at fucking Punk. Fucked up shit. And then when he gets thrown off the Punk show, he's like, oh my God, why was I thrown off the show? It's because you fucking with this guy. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want to work with you. Apparently in AEW, if you don't want to work with somebody, you just get rid of them. And that's what they were doing.
Why was he even on the Punk show to begin with?
Because he was one of those crossover guys. You see what I'm saying? Like I even said this when we were talking about it. Not I don't think with you, but on Game Complainers, we were talking about it. I was like, there are going to be guys that are going to be tweeners.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to go over the Collision. They're going to fuck that show up on purpose. This was one of those guys.
Yeah.
This guy pretended like he had no problem with Punk or whatever, and he went over there and just caused shit. And Jack Perry was another one of them. He went over there. He wanted to be thrown through glass and shit. He's like, we don't do that on this show. This is the wrestling show. You want to do that? Go to Wednesday. And that's where that whole thing stemmed from. That whole thing. And by the way, Jack Perry is an elite guy. So there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like all these guys, they were all like designed to fuck with this guy. To impress their friends. And Jack Perry won the lottery, and guess what? Where's he at now? I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. He's nowhere. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna read the rest of this.
It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. He would have a better chance of suing and winning the Jacksonville Jaguars for being a horrible team. If he filed a lawsuit and said this team is disgusting, he would have a better shot at winning that lawsuit than this one.
It's just the way they describe like some of the wording in this. It says, on November 25th, 2024, Brooks left AEW to wrestle for the organization's main competitor, WWE. Khan was heartbroken by the departure of Brooks, his idol that he adored in every way.
That's not even what happened. Okay. Whatever lawyer took this case is a moron. because they made it seem like he instantly went to WWE,
Yeah.
which he didn't. He waited a couple of months. And number two, Tony Khan fired him live on television. Okay? That's what that lawsuit, that written suit fucks up. Because that written suit, if I was the lawyer, number one, I wouldn't even taken this case. Number two, if I was going to be stupid like that, I would say on the August whatever episode of Collision or Dynamite, Tony Khan himself had to fire Phil Brooks for causing so much domestic problem backstage. You know what I mean? Like you tie that into what actually happened.
Yeah.
But they can't because they don't know what's going on, and the lawyer's a moron because he didn't read it
One
properly.
one of the comments on this article says, "This is so ridiculous. He ignores the fact that AEW fired Punk for a reason that had zero to do with him, and
Right.
then goes on to claim he can never work again, despite the fact that he's currently employed by a wrestling promotion. Dude is obviously just looking for a payout."
Exactly. Which I'm not a Tony Khan guy anymore, but I'll say, man, that Tony is gonna step on this guy, no problem.
So it says, someone says, this guy's name is crazy. I won't read this guy's name, but
Don't read his name.
No, but it says, did a lawyer actually write this?
Exactly.
Compare this to the Janelle Grant lawsuit. Hers has nothing but provable facts. This reads like an opinion piece at best and liable at
Opinion
worst.
piece. Oh, did Meltzer?
This
Is Meltzer his lawyer?
This would be an easy countersuit for AEW, especially for the first paragraph alone. This will get killed in court quicker than
What did I just say?
QAnon Kevin Kelly's stupid little attempt at easy money. It's Jesus Christ.
Well, the Kevin Kelly thing, it's not. The Kevin Kelly thing is kind of like the Punk thing.
But I mean, Kevin Kelly's it's a bit different though.
It's a bit different, but I will tell you though, I mean, it was kind of like. It's kind of like the Punk thing a little bit. Because he had people in AEW basically just say, you know what, we don't want this guy here, fuck him.
Yeah.
So the Kevin Kelly thing, I'm not sure where that's going to go, but it's kind of like the Punk thing. It's, you know, the company had people out there trying to get rid of him. It's a weird thing. But this guy, I can tell you, no way.
Well, this lawsuit is going to do, and I'm reading this from a comment here. It says this lawsuit is going to do more damage to his reputation than Punk could ever dream of doing.
If he thinks he's blacklisted now,
yeah, it's
forget it.
And another person says the fact that AEW fired Punk for a well-documented reason that had zero to do with them, that the Tony quote unquote feared for his life rather than being upset about Punk leaving, should be more than enough to refute this whole thing on its own.
Right.
Because, like you said, he fired him on TV saying he was feared for his life, and he was
right, and this guy's lawyer didn't even tie that into him getting abused, you know, allegedly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, this is a money grab. It's exactly a money grab, and it's pathetic.
This sounds like a guy who couldn't cut it out in wrestling, so he's trying to grab the money so he can go do whatever he wants to do. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like this guy just sucks at everything he does. So he's trying to get the money, and he can go. Basically, getting the money would be like hitting the lottery for him.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Or he thinks Tony's going to settle out. If I were Tony, I'd say, fuck it. Let it go to court. See what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Because it's going to cost this guy money, especially if he loses.
Oh, yeah. Dumb.
He's going to have to pay all those legal fees on the other side, too. Forget it. This guy's going to be he's going to be bankrupt before he knows it.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
But that's how smart this guy is to begin with.
All right. Before we go, the Elimination Chamber is this week. And I just wanted to ask a couple questions. So who do you think is winning the men's chamber if you had to pick?
I want Punk to win, but it's going to be Cena.
Okay. Yeah, I fall in line there. I think it should be Punk, but I think it's going to be Cena, which I'm fine with either one. I get if they do the Cena thing. Yeah, it's Cena, Punk, McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and Seth Rollins. I think it's going to be a good chamber.
Do you think we're gonna get the WrestleMania 20 ending
WrestleMania 20 ending.
where
with
Cena
the
wins, everyone comes out, and Jey Uso comes out and hugs him, and they celebrate together? Because hey,
man.
they can't use that ending from WrestleMania 20,
No.
but they can use this ending as long as
Yeah.
these guys don't go nuts. But I have a feeling they're gonna do that. The WrestleMania 20 ending.
Which speaking of that, this was like something I saw randomly on a music site. It was like news, but the band
I heard
Our
about
Lady
this.
Peace, who did the song, the Benoit's theme song, whatever, which is a great song, great wrestling theme song. They had retired the song from being played live
Right.
when the whole shit happened with Benoit. And they're doing like a big anniversary, like a 30-year anniversary tour or some shit for like just playing songs from their whole career. And they played this song beforehand. They said, we stopped playing this song because it was tied to something terrible. And we're playing it now because we feel like it is a great song. And it actually is about mental health. And if you need help, like, whatever, they put like the suicide hotline number
Can
on
you believe that was 18 years ago?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So for the first time in 18 years, they played that song live, and it's a great song. It's I know why they had to retire it. Obviously,
Yeah, I mean the problem. It's a great song, but the problem is you just think of that guy every time you hear it.
Oh yeah, I mean even when the riff came in, I'm like Jesus Christ. I was like it's great, and it was perfect like wrestling theme music. Like,
Oh
it was
yeah,
perfect. Like um, but But yeah, no, it was. I just saw that floating around. I was like, that's pretty cool. So, um, but yeah, no, they're definitely gonna have to do something. Like they never. I mean, they haven't aired that fucking clipping since it happened, right? I don't think they've aired that clip at all.
right.
Is that even in the like final version of fucking WrestleMania, or, like on streaming? Like they cut all of him out, didn't they?
Um, no, his footage is still there.
Like his footage, they don't mention his name.
They just don't like promote the fact that like
He's
on
there.
the DVDs when they revised the DVDs after that whole situation, they just put the main event was Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Like they didn't put like Benoit's name on the reprinted DVDs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucked up situation. And I bought the Raw. You know, it's funny. I bought the Raw 10th anniversary, uncut, uncensored, or Raw 20th anniversary. It was a DVD from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it goes uncut, uncensored. But then when Benoit's in the ring, because they have the entire WrestleMania before WrestleMania 17 on there, and he tags with Edge and Christian or something like that.
That's crazy.
And they cut out the commentary. When he's in the ring, there's no commentary.
That's nuts.
And it's like, wait, I thought this was raw and uncut. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, you can't.
You're censoring this
bill it
shit.
as that.
It's like, listen,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put that shit on the DVD, just leave it the way it is. You're not
It's
promoting
like-
anybody. I mean, he's dead.
No.
Okay.
He's dead, and
The
you're not
problem
saying, like,
is-
oh look, it's
The problem is who he took with him. That's the main issue.
yes.
So as long as you don't make any more DVDs with this guy on there, which they haven't, thank God,
Yeah.
then that's it. Leave it alone.
Well, I remember there was the last game he was in, which I think it was 2007. I think was the
Yeah,
last game he
SmackDown
was
vs.
in.
Raw 7.
Yeah. And there was there was rumors going around that originally they were going to try to like re-release the game without him in it. I don't think they ended up doing it, but also the reason they were going to try to do it was because there was literally a song on there that was about like unaliving yourself
Right.
on the soundtrack. It was I forget, but the guy literally talks about the lyrics. He talks about like I swing here from this rope, just at least till they found me and all this. Like literally talk about hanging himself.
Right.
And it's
In
like
Minecraft.
in Minecraft, yes. But it's like it's like I remember they were like gonna like recall that there was like rumors that they were like thinking about recalling the game, taking him out of the game, and taking that song out of the game.
Well, I
I
know
don't even
that
know.
SmackDown vs. Raw 8, he was in it, and like 'cause they were in the middle of development. They were almost done with that game, and I know
Yeah.
McMahon called and said take him out because we used to rip the movies out of those games,
Yeah.
and there's a gap. He was like number 26 or something in the movie files
Yeah.
because it goes 1 through 24, then it goes like 27, 28, 29. Like number 26 is missing. They completely dragged the movie out. The the
Yeah.
Titantron video or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, can I make something a little clear here? The reason why they call it the Titantron is because it was Titan Sports.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I see when people talk about AEW? Oh, Dustin Rhodes came out to his Titantron video. It's like, no, it's not a Titantron. It's a Contron. It's not Titan Sports. Well, in WCW, it was called Turner Vision. Their Tron.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't remember that, or they don't know that. But Titan is Titan Sports, which was WWE.
Yeah.
Fucking morons. Anyway. Yeah,
But,
so that that's a hard one, but whatever. They're gonna play it, they're gonna play it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
At this point.
But yeah, I think that is going to do it though. It's getting late. We're going for almost 2 hours. But it's been a good show. I think it's been flowing pretty well.
We held 10 people the entire 2 hours, so that was great.
I appreciate everybody for being here. Cougar Man, and thanks for hanging out. And Hockey Fan when he was here, Frank, like everybody that stopped through, RWK, everybody, Nukem earlier, like everybody that stopped by. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. And yeah, we're gonna try to keep this consistent. I also want to try. I'm gonna try some different things with promoting the show and stuff like that. So, but we every other week we will be live here on the podcast. Next time you see us, it will be like a panel kind of style show. We'll probably go over stuff from the Elimination Chamber and some of the fallout from that.
Yeah.
And then I think we're doing that live reaction as well if we can get that situated. With the press conference.
Oh, I got that video. I ripped that video the minute it went up because I was like, they're deleting this shit, and they never deleted it. It's still on the AEW page.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? Whoever fucking recorded that on the AEW side,
the mic was low.
The mic was low, and he sounds like Satan.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest fucking thing in the world.
One of the media, that's the thing, that when I first heard that video, I'm like, did someone fuck with his audio? Like, what the fuck is going? Like, I didn't and then it was like one of the media members. They had recorded themselves. They were front row, and they recorded themselves, and that's the one I ended up watching because you could actually hear him like properly.
He shares a bank account with his mother.
That's exactly what he sounded like.
God. That's so funny.
He shares a bank account with his mother.
Oh man.
So wait a minute. Colt Cabana owns Pro Wrestling Tees?
No, he might have he might have a stake in them. He wasn't start Pro Wrestling.
Because someone said he was an owner, or Eli told me he was like an owner in Pro Wrestling Tees. I thought the Bucks were, but then he said no, it's Colt Cabana.
He might have an ownership stake in it because he was one of the first people to like kind of put them on the map and promote them and put them on his podcast. But like Punk was still selling stuff on Pro Wrestling Tees even after like the whole shit went down. He was selling exclusive merchandise on Pro Wrestling Tees. So
he shares a bank account with his mother.
What's up, Dreadpool?
Dreadpool, what's up?
But yeah, so no, he doesn't own Pro Wrestling Tees. He has an ownership stake. I'm pretty sure I heard that before, like a small percentage.
Can I tell you too? That guy could go fuck himself.
I used to be a fan of his too, and it's just a shame because I was back when not everybody had a podcast. I was listening to his podcast all the time
Right.
when I was in college and fresh out of college.
What an asshole that guy is.
Especially
Holy
when we were
shit.
starting this podcast, I listened to his podcast all the time, and yeah, it was just like, yeah, it's just a shame.
Yeah, well, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You see, these guys, they all stepped on CM Punk, and guess what? Now he's the top dog in WWE.
Yeah.
So guess what? They got nowhere to work. Do you really think WWE is going to bring these people in and fuck up their locker room?
No.
You think they're going to give Penelope Ford or that other girl, Bane, whatever the fuck her name is, Britt Baker? You really think they're going to give these people a shot?
No.
After all the fucking problems they cause in their own company? Their own company. They're not even on a leash. Like, guys, you had a good thing going and you fucked it up yourselves.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's no I in team, and this is something that these guys can't figure out over there.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's very dumb.
All right, well, I want to thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining me, Nick, or
Thanks
I'm
for
joining
having-
you,
yeah.
whatever the hell we're doing
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah. No, it's good to be back doing these again, and we'll be back not next week, but the week after with another jam-packed episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening and watching. I'm Nick,
I'm Perry.
and we'll talk to you guys in 2 weeks. See you guys later. Goodbye, guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
Yeah. 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 Nick and Perry on the mic, straight killing. Talking wrestling, news, mad thrilling. From the ring to the headline spilling. Every match, every feud, bone chilling. Cheap Pop Podcast, feel the hype.